Hey guys, we are back with the afternoon session of the George Pino trial. Thanks, Judy. I had assumed such because I hadn't heard anything in so long, but thank you. I also have a link for the Megyn Kelly show. She has 3 lawyers on there talking about what we were talking about before the break about racism and the verdict of the Carmelo Anthony trial, talking about the makeup of the jury and how a black man can't get a fair trial, etc., etc. Viva Frey's on it. He is part of our LawTube community, or at least used to be. I don't know if he still is or not. And he pointed out that the makeup of the jury also had minorities on it as well. But, they're saying, he said, you're supposed to have a jury of your peers, not necessarily a jury of your supporters, which is, they're complaining that there were no black jurors. And there's another lawyer that said, then they should have objected. Both sides decide who gets on the jury and who doesn't. And they could have shuffled it around and changed it if they weren't happy with the jury. So, it was a fair jury and he did get a fair trial. So it was really interesting. I didn't get to watch all of it. Because during the break I was putting pork in the Instant Pot for dinner. So I didn't have much time. But I'm going to watch the rest of it later. It was really, really good. And it was pretty much hitting all the highlights we were talking about. Also, remember, Judy, you said that his lawyer was the one that said that Black lives didn't matter in that county. That is not his lawyer. That guy is I don't know if he's like an official victim advocate, but he's an advocate for the family. So he's not a lawyer. He's just a stupid person that's running his mouth. Yeah, does anybody really get a jury of their peers? I mean, come on. But, Viva Frey said there was Asians, there was a Muslim woman, there was Hispanics. It wasn't all white people on the jury. So he got a fair trial. So it's funny. Spike wasn't in his bed. And he came in here right before the stream started and laid down in his bed. Like, you knew what time it was to come back. More likely, he smelled the pork that I was sauteing in the Instant Pot. But it was funny. They just started. They were late. Like I said, they did not come back. So they literally just, I don't even know why he's standing and what she just asked him. I know, right? He's like Grogu. I have my own little Grogu, only he's not as fun. He sleeps more than Grogu does.
My witnesses are on the other side of the hallway. Can I just make sure they're there? So that...
Yeah, they put it down there. Okay, other than that, there's nothing else to do, right? Okay, yes.
I don't know, maybe it's better because Grogu can get in trouble.
For the viewing of the vessel?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Pino is going to waive his right to be present if the court will accept that waiver.
I have no problem with that. I'm going to ask Mr. Pino. I think Mr. Pino's been sworn already.
Yes.
Today. Mr. Pino, we're going to be conducting the view of the vessel. We're scheduled to do that tomorrow morning. But we are going to actually be in court in the morning. Everyone's going to be present. We're going to be giving instructions to the jury, and then that's when we're gonna all leave. You have every right to be present during
Judy,
this,
is he out on bail? Do you know?
field trip will go. And present as the jurors are viewing, and they will have an opportunity to walk around the vessel, and they can get in the vessel, come out of the vessel, there'll be no conversations, but they're gonna be permitted to do that, and I'm gonna set a certain amount of time for that. I understand that you do not wish to attend this viewing of the vessel, is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and you have the right to be there, you know that?
Thank you so much.
Okay, and,
He's so composed today.
influenced your decision in this,
Yesterday and the day before, he's falling apart.
so this is purely your decision.
That is correct.
We are going to continue with the proceedings though, but we probably won't be, we'll be back, excuse everyone for lunch, and then we'll probably resume in the afternoon, somewhere around, I'd say about this time, about 1:30, because I think it'll take us that long to accomplish. Is that,
That's,
no problems with
that's
that?
fine, no problem, Your Honor.
Okay, very well.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, I missed the time. Are they going to do witnesses in the morning at all? I have a doctor's appointment at 10 tomorrow, but it's a Zoom appointment. I was going to do it on my phone, though, so you guys could still watch court. But we can do Murdaugh in the morning until 1:30. Unless there's going to be witnesses before they go to see the boat. But I missed what she said about the times. Oh, fun. Yay. I only go to the health department when I have a bad tooth because I don't have dental insurance. That's one thing that sucks about being on Medicare. No dental insurance. Unless you pay extra for a plan. Google's supposed to know everything. Tell Google to check the Miami-Dade website. I'd say, no, Google, I asked you. I kept doing that yesterday. I kept typing something into ChatGPT and it kept saying, download ACE to get your answer. And I kept typing, no, I don't want to download ACE. And it just kept saying, download ACE to get your answer. No, I was being stubborn. Okay, I set that stupid Instapot to ceiling, but I hear the thing clicking. But I can smell it. It smells good. I just put it in there too, though, so I know it's nowhere near done.
Judge, for scheduling reasons, I'm going to be calling Mr. Mescalato and Ms. Pino initially, and then I'll call the police officers. I figure they're getting paid to be here.
Are we going to get to Mrs. Pino today? Oh, I gotta tell Travis what I need from the store. Hi, Deborah. Following up on your loan request. What loan request? Just need to confirm a few details. Can I call now? No, you can't. block.
All rise.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he has enough money. He's got 4 lawyers. Where's Melissa? Yesterday, she's like, I'm going to be upset if there's not one golden girl on that jury and cheesecake in the jury room.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Again, after lunch, we are ready to proceed. State and call the next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. The state will call Andrew Mescalado.
Sir, please step forward, face the court, and right hand, please sworn.
Without posting bond?
You solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You may have a seat, sir.
Well, that says a lot. He's respected in the community. So, wrong one. He's respected in the community enough that they release him without bond. So he's not a flight risk, even with all that
Hello,
money
good
he
afternoon.
has.
Good afternoon.
Could you please introduce yourself to the members of the jury?
Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Mescalado.
What is it that you do for a living?
I'm a maritime attorney.
How long have you worked in that type of field in law?
It will be 20 years this September.
Okay. Are you a sole practitioner or do you work with other attorneys?
No, I'm a partner at the law firm of Furtick and Gramling. We're located in Fort Lauderdale.
About how many attorneys are in that firm?
We have 3 partners, including myself, and 4.5 associates.
And a half?
A woman that works part-time.
Gotcha. I would like to ask if you and your firm were retained to defend George Pino and his wife Cecilia Pino in regard to a lawsuit filed by the parents of Katharina,
Makes sense.
also known as Kathy Puig.
We were retained for that lawsuit, but we were involved before the Puig's lawsuit against the Pinos.
Understood. But you did in fact represent George and Cecilia Pino in conjunction with that lawsuit?
Yes.
Do you see George Pino in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Can you please point to him and describe what he's wearing?
He's the gentleman on my right side of the defense table with the blue blazer and blue tie.
For the record, pardon me?
We stipulate.
Don't have
Mr.
to.
Mescalado,
Really?
could you tell us, do you, in the course of your practice, engage in a process called discovery?
Yes.
Could you explain what is discovery?
So one area of my practice is representing persons in civil lawsuits. And the rules of court in Florida allow for certain activities in litigation, whether you're the plaintiff or the defendant, to better understand the issues raised by the adverse party, and to gather information you would need to discuss settlement or prepare the case for trial. So the rules of civil procedure allow for, in simple terms, written discovery where you're sending certain kinds of papers to the adverse party. And they also allow for live testimony in terms of a deposition. They allow for medical examinations of people that have injuries. There's various tools you can use to prepare your client's case for trial.
Are interrogatories one of those tools?
Yes, the written discovery I was describing includes interrogatories.
Okay. Can you describe for the jurors what is an interrogatory?
It sounds technical, but very simple. It's a list of written questions that your attorney sends to the opposing party, asking questions about liability issues, damage issues, other information that's pertinent to the case. So the questions are sent. The party that receives them has 30 days to read them, object, or answer under oath or under penalty of perjury.
In the course of your representation of Mr. and Mrs. Pino, did you receive from the Puig's attorney a list of those questions, also known as interrogatories?
Yes, we received 2 sets of interrogatories from the attorneys for the Puigs. One was directed to Mr. Pino, and the second set was directed to Mrs. Pino.
In order to answer those interrogatories, did you have to communicate respectively with Mr. Pino and Mrs. Pino?
Yes,
And is that because you were not there at the time the subject of the lawsuit occurred, specifically a vessel crash that occurred on September 4th of 2022?
in part, yes.
Okay. Now, in order to answer a question as to how the crash happened, did you have to rely on information from your clients?
In part, yes.
And did you tell your clients that the answers that they would give on these interrogatories had to be truthful under the penalties of perjury?
Yes.
I'm going to show you 2 exhibits which are in evidence. And they are states exhibits 13 and 12. Are these the interrogatories that you responded to, respectively, as to number 12, George Pino, and 13, Cecilia Pino?
Yes, these look to be the interrogatories.
Thank you. I have no other questions.
No questions, Ron.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
State your next witness, please.
Your Honor, the state will call Cecilia Pino.
Ma'am, would you please say what you stand? Thank you.
Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may have a seat, Ms. Pino.
Please keep your voice loud and clear into the microphone. It's important to just get it.
Okay, got it. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you please introduce yourself to the members of the jury?
Yes, my name is Cecilia Pino, and I am the wife. Sorry, my name is Cecilia Pino, and I'm the wife of George Pino.
Do you live in Miami?
I do
How long have you lived in Miami?
my whole life.
You're how old?
I am 51.
Sorry, have to ask. Do you work?
I work with my husband,
Okay, what kind of work or business are you all in?
real estate,
What is the name of your real estate agency?
State Street Realty.
What kind of real estate, or is it residential? What kind of?
It's commercial real estate.
Judge, I can't hear very well.
Oh, sorry, commercial real estate.
Thank you, thank you. Even
Um,
if you think you're yelling, it's okay.
Okay.
Now, I know you said that you're married to George Pino. Is he in this courtroom right now?
Yes.
Okay, do you see him and can you identify him with the
Yes.
article of his clothing?
a blue tie, blue shirt, and a suit.
Okay.
Stipulate.
All right, so.
And your husband, he's the CEO of that real estate agency?
Yes,
And you are in charge of the community relations, something along those lines?
community relations, and I'm a sales associate as well.
Okay. And your father-in-law, is he the chief financial officer for that agency?
Yes,
And what exactly is the work that your husband does?
he sells real estate. He leases and sells real estate,
What kind of real estate?
commercial real estate.
About.
Um, Has he been able to work since the time of this crash?
He goes in and he's working to the best that he can.
Okay. And does he actually have properties listed under his name as the selling agent?
There are several selling agents on all the listings.
But is he one of the listed agents on?
Yes, he is.
Does your husband drive a car?
Yes,
And has he been able to drive since the time of the crash on September 4th of 2022?
yes, he drives.
Has your husband traveled internationally in December of 2022?
He shook his head no.
No,
Don't prompt her.
internationally, no.
Did you go out of the country at any time after the vessel crash on September 4th, 2022?
We have gone out of the country.
Okay, to where?
We went, my daughter studied abroad and we went to Spain to visit her.
And when was that?
I believe it was March of 24.
Did you travel in December of 2022?
We did
Where?
to Seaside, Florida.
To where?
Seaside, Florida,
Where's that?
the Panhandle of Florida, where near Pensacola.
And what was the purpose of that trip?
We went on a vacation.
I want to call your attention to the Labor Day weekend of 2022. Was there a birthday party celebration for your younger daughter?
Yes,
And she was going to be turning 18, is that right?
yes.
How many girls were invited to attend the festivities over that weekend?
There were, including my daughter, 12 girls.
Okay. Where were they supposed to stay for that weekend?
We rented a house that we all stayed in.
Okay. Was this house like a mansion?
No,
Can you describe to the best of your ability what it looked like?
it was a typical normal house. It had about three, I think it was 3 bedrooms and bathrooms.
Okay. Did you guys have inflatable mattresses for some of the girls?
I believe we did, yes.
Was there a party planned for Sunday night of September the 4th of 2022?
Yes,
And was that supposed to be at a place called The Point?
yes.
Who coordinated that party?
My husband did.
Were you involved in the planning or paying for that party?
No,
Before that party, did you and your husband take these 12 girls, including your daughter, out onto Biscayne Bay?
yes, we did.
I have an exhibit here. It states exhibit number 8 in evidence. Can you take a look and tell me if this list represents the people that went out that weekend on the boat with you and your husband, including you and your husband?
Yes, that's correct, yes.
And aside from you and your husband, were any of these people over the age of 21?
No,
When you went out into Biscayne Bay that day, was this the first time your husband had ever operated that boat?
no,
Had you ever operated that boat?
yes.
How up on that day on September the 4th of 2022? Can you tell the jurors, did you operate that boat?
No, I did not.
Who was the only person that operated the boat on September 4th of 2022?
My husband.
Did you serve as a lookout either on the way out toward Billy's Point or on the way back?
I don't remember.
Was there a cooler on your boat that had alcoholic drinks that afternoon?
There was.
Did you film a video that afternoon of the girls singing and dancing along to the song Uptown Girl?
I don't remember the song, but I did film the girls dancing and singing.
Showing council states exhibits 2G and 2H for identification. Mrs. Pino, I'm showing you states 2G and 2H for identification.
Yes.
Do you recognize what these photographs represent?
Yes.
Are these accurate photographs of what a bottle of Chambord and what a bottle of Prosecco looks like?
Yes.
The state moves 2G and
There's your
2H for
thing, Judy.
identification and evidence.
No additional objections.
State Exhibit 2G, previously marked for identification, will become State Exhibit number 20 and 2H 21.
Judy's favorite drink, prosecco.
And to be clear, state's exhibit number 20 is a bottle of Chambord.
Correct.
What is
What is
Chambord?
Chambord?
It's a liqueur.
What kind of flavor does it have?
Like a berry flavor, I think.
Okay, and then state's exhibit number 21, a bottle of Prosecco.
Correct.
Is that kind of like champagne?
Yes.
Prosecco's like champagne?
Do you ever combine Prosecco?
You didn't tell
with
me that,
Chambord?
Judy. Then I'd
Yes.
probably like it. I like champagne.
Did you on September 4th, 2022, while out at the sandbar?
I did. I had in a Yeti. I put some Prosecco and a little splash of Chambord.
Okay, and how many of those did you consume?
I had one or two.
Of course she did. The kids had 10.
I'm now showing you state's exhibit number 10 in evidence. Do you recognize the girls in this photograph?
I do.
Are these the girls that were on your boat, with the exception of Mia, who took the photograph? Are these all the girls that were on your boat?
Yes.
They were all about 17, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do
Yeah,
you
they've
know
already
how
seen
it
it.
is that your husband wound up smashing into channel marker 15?
The accident, how it occurred,
How did he wind
I-
up crashing into it?
I do not know.
Why not?
I was looking at my phone trying to send a text to the moms, a video of the video of the girls dancing. I was trying to send it to the moms, and I remember looking at the blue line and being upset and frustrated that it wasn't going through the text, and I was looking at my phone.
I'm showing you now state's exhibit number 1. Who is this?
Lucy.
And she died because your husband crashed into that channel marker, right?
She died because there was an accident.
I asked you if she died because he collided with a channel marker.
I'm going to object to argument.
Sustain. Anything else? Sustain.
No other questions?
Ross?
Just do we have a brief sidebar? Brief, very brief.
Why? Oh, there he goes. You know, I don't know how this happened yet. I've not seen, other than what they say, the GPS, that he was on a collision course for 9 seconds and didn't correct. Other than that, I don't see any evidence that this was anything but an accident, except for the fact that he lied. That's the only thing. He lied. And the only reason you lie is to cover something up. So what was he covering up? And he didn't let them take his blood. Ooh, that sounds good. I never even heard of Chambord before. That sounds really good. Because I'm not a big drinker, so I'm not versed in the different. I'm not averse to drinking. I just am not a big drinker.
Okay, so there's no cross-examination, and the witness will be under subpoena.
Okay,
All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
When did you do that?
State you may call the next witness.
Judge, I'm sorry, I just need to find my papers. I
All
don't
right, take a moment. Okay.
Peter Delgado, please. Sergeant Peter Delgado.
So please step forward, raise your right hand, and be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Tell me that.
You may have a seat, Sergeant.
Sergeant, keep your voice loud, please, and if you think you're yelling, it's okay. Microphone's this way, the jury's that way.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Could you please introduce yourself to the jurors?
Good afternoon. My name is Peter Delgado. I
Oh, I
am a
missed
sergeant at
it.
the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office. Pardon my voice.
Did they cross-examine
yes,
her?
Okay. How long have you worked for the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
I've worked for the Sheriff's Office for 10 years now.
All 10 of those years, has it been called the Sheriff's Office?
No, ma'am.
Can you explain to the jurors what the change was?
Yes, ma'am. We recently had a transition from the Miami-Dade Police Department to the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office. In 1961, we were a sheriff's office, we became a police department, and we are now a sheriff's office again.
Okay. Has that transition changed the type of work that you do as police agency?
No, ma'am. We still have all the same functions.
Can you tell the jurors, what is your current position within the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
Yes, ma'am. My current position is Sergeant of South District. I'm one of the supervisors in the south end of the county. It's the largest area in Miami-Dade County. Been a supervisor now for 1 month down there.
And when did you become a sergeant?
May 11th.
Okay, well, congratulations on your promotion. What is it that you were doing prior to becoming a sergeant?
So my prior assignment, I was assigned to the Marine Patrol Unit Underwater Recovery Team.
And how long did you work in that capacity?
6 years.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you, what is your day-to-day life like now as opposed to what it was when you were with the dive squad?
Yes, ma'am. My current assignment now is to supervise road patrol officers, ensuring that they're doing their duties as officers. Paperwork, mostly administrative, handling complaints, making sure reports are turned in on time, and that arrest affidavits are correct.
You were in, forgive me, what is the name of the unit that you're in again?
Currently or before?
Current, pardon me, prior.
The Underwater Recovery Team, Marine Patrol Unit.
Okay. Is it fair to shorthand it with Marine Patrol?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you go into that agency or that part of your agency?
I believe it was November 2019.
Before that, what were you doing?
I was a road patrol officer in the Hammocks District of Miami-Dade Police Department.
So were you one of the officers that you now are tasked with supervising?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is it that fostered your transition from working as a road patrol officer to going into the Marine Patrol?
I had a passion for diving as a child. I became a police officer like my father. We had a dive shop when we were growing up, and I was able to mix both professions into one.
Could you tell the members of the jury what kind of tasks were you called upon to do when you were in the Marine Patrol unit?
My primary day-to-day tasks as a Marine Patrol officer was evidence searches, vehicle searches and recovery, unfortunately, person recoveries, article searches, anything of value that a bad guy would throw in the water, we would go search for.
I want to ask if on September 4th of 2022, were you working as a Marine Patrol officer?
Yes, I was.
Did you receive a call to go out to an area of Biscayne Bay where a boat crash had occurred?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember about what time of the day it was that you got that call?
It was noontime, later in the afternoon, around 6:30, 7 o'clock approximately.
Where were you when you got that call?
I was at Black Point Marina.
Is there a police station of sorts there?
Yes, sir. Marine Patrol has 3 operational offices. Black Point Marina is 1, Matheson Hammock Marina, and Pelican Marina.
Okay. Are you the only person that's at that location, Black Point Marina, when this call comes in?
No, ma'am.
Were there other officers that you go with to this call?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, because you were a member of the Underwater Recovery Team, would it be normal for you to go out on a call like this?
Yes, due to the fact that, we are boat operators as well.
Got it. So who, if anyone, do you get on a police patrol boat with once you get that call?
I got on the vessel with, at the time, Officer Bobby Bruto, and I believe Thomas Kennedy.
What was the staffing like for that weekend?
That weekend, it was because it was a holiday weekend. We usually have all personnel working. So it was a little bit more beefed up than usual.
Even if it took a while to ultimately get to the scene where help was needed, did you ultimately make contact with a person that you later learned was named Luciana or Lucy Fernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe for the jury, where was that location?
It was on the scene of a boat crash, marker 15 at Cutter Bank.
Sergeant, I'm showing you State's Exhibit number 2, which is in evidence. Do you see a series of green dots on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Do those dots represent the general area of Cutter Bank?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, will you just step down for a moment, please?
Yes, thank you. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Would you be able to point out using this chart the approximate location where you and Officer Bruto wound up responding?
Yes, ma'am. The area was approximately here.
Thank you. Can you describe for the jurors what's happening when you get to that location? What do you see?
Upon arrival via vessel, we observed the medical helicopter, Miami-Dade fire helicopter, dropping down a paramedic, I guess with some sort of harness. I don't know exactly what the terminology would be for it. And several vessels with people on board.
Okay. Are you familiar with the police term to arrive on a 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain to the jurors, what does it mean to arrive on a 3?
Yes, ma'am. To arrive on a 3, a code 3 in Miami-Dade County is a high priority emergency, which means arrive with lights and sirens.
Was the police boat that you were on equipped with emergency lights?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you guys use sirens too on boats?
We do have sirens.
Can you describe, once you arrive there, do you see a person that is having CPR performed on her?
Yes, ma'am. It was a very chaotic scene. A lot of people everywhere. Once we got up to the boat that the bystanders that were attempting to help were on, and we identified that they were actually doing CPR on Lucy Fernandez, we went boat to boat and began to board the vessel to render aid.
Once you get onto the vessel where Lucy's at and CPR is being performed on her, are you all able to put her on a backboard?
Once we board the vessel, yes, we did.
What is the importance of having a backboard for something like that?
The importance, especially out on the water on a trauma victim, is for stabilization of the patient. It's to make sure that if she has any injury that we cannot see, especially to her spine, nervous system, brain, to try to contain it as much as possible because we don't want to hurt her.
Can you describe the process by which you actually strap somebody to the backboard?
Yes, the backboard has several straps, and we do cross-body strapping to the victim to make sure that they're secure.
Do you have to tuck in their arms?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you do that?
We try to cross them across their chest temporarily, just to make sure that we don't cause any more injury or entrap them while we're moving them.
Once Lucy is placed onto the backboard, are you and your coworkers able to transfer her from the Good Samaritan boat onto a police boat?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it the same police boat that you had arrived on?
No, I think it was a different vessel. At that point, it was a larger vessel.
Do you know an officer by the name of German Alec?
Yes, ma'am.
Was he there at that scene?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he have a boat that was a little bit bigger than the one that you and Officer Bruto had been on?
Yes, ma'am. The Officer Bruto and myself responded in what we call an 850 impact, which is a soft collar boat with 2 engines. Officer German Alec at the time responded with a triple engine contender. It's about 35 feet long.
Is it a bigger boat?
It has a lot more room in the back to perform our duties.
Is it a faster boat?
Yes, it is.
Now, what was the weather conditions like that afternoon going into the early evening hours?
It was a light chop in the bay. It was a pleasant day for the most part. A little bit of chop in the bay.
Even if you're on a larger vessel like a contender and the seas are relatively calm, if you're speeding through the waters, is it going to be bumpy?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe?
So while you're moving underway, especially as you're picking up speed, you're going to go over chop, and that's going to cause vibration and movement in the vessel. Especially when you're trying to get on plane, the waves are hitting further back, so you're still receiving impact and motion on the vessel.
What do you mean when you're on plane?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
When on plane, it means that your vessel is almost at the best running angle and speed, where you're touching the least amount of water and creating less drag. So that's where your vessel becomes more optimal for traveling at speed.
Was the Elliott Key Ranger Station the closest place to where you were at that time that a helicopter could land?
That is usually the case because it has a big clearing that we use. And usually those helicopters, because we can't just land them anywhere, that's usually the spot that we land them.
Do you, in fact, remain on the boat that Lucy was placed on when it starts to depart?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it heading toward Elliott Key Ranger Station?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe what was going on the back of that boat as you were en route to Elliott Key?
Yes.
Judge, 9401, 9403.
Why did they object to that?
While in emergency mode, while performing CPR We were on the vessel. We were with the paramedic. The paramedic was attempting to intubate and to get a positive airway for Lucy while we were doing CPR and trying to get the AED machine, the defibrillator, to try to see if the machine, if she was in what we call defibrillation, to get her heart started again. So we performed CPR to the best of our abilities while underway. It was very hectic, but we did the best we could until we got to the ranger station, or to Elliott Key.
Have you had to undergo certification in and training in performing CPR on someone?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times have you gone through that type of training?
We do a yearly training, and I am one of the instructors.
In a best case scenario, patient is on flat ground. Is performing CPR easy to do?
No, ma'am. It is extremely strenuous and very physically demanding.
Can it sometimes result in bruised ribs or even broken ribs when done properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you perform CPR on Lucy yourself the whole way, or do you rotate out with other officers?
No, ma'am. I did not perform CPR solely myself. We rotated amongst the other officers due to fatigue, and we wanted to maintain the correct rhythm and depth of compression. So we all rotated.
Does there come a point in time when you wind up actually at the Elliott Key Harbor?
Yes, ma'am.
To your knowledge, was Officer Elek going as fast as he could to get there?
I believe so, ma'am.
Even if under the best of circumstances, it's difficult to perform CPR. What was it like trying to perform CPR on Lucy as you're underway in this boat?
Extremely difficult.
Did the fire rescue worker have trouble trying to even intubate Lucy?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I can't imagine trying to intubate somebody in a boat. Hard enough.
Tell us about how long it took
Still.
to get from the scene where you had recovered Lucy till the time you get to Elliott Key.
It was definitely more than 30 minutes, I feel.
Can you walk the jurors through what happens once you get to Elliott Key?
Once we're at Elliott Key, again, myself and the other officers that are rendering aid to Lucy, we hear the helicopter as we're coming in. We're continuing compressions on her. We're continuing to perform CPR. Once we get there, we, as a team, get her off the vessel on the backboard and walk her while holding the backboard with her on it to the helicopter for an extraction.
What do you mean extraction?
Where they put her on the helicopter and lift her out of there.
Okay. Once you get Lucy onto that helicopter, do you stay at Elliott Key Harbor?
No, ma'am.
What do you do next?
We go to, well, we make the decision that we need to go back and help the other patients.
So do you go back to a scene where there's a larger vessel that has a platform on the back of it?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your primary focus once you get to that second vessel?
Triage.
What do you mean by that?
For what that means is that I'm gonna start to evaluate different patients for injuries and treat from the worst. The worst takes priority. So we try to help the people that are in most need with what resources we have.
Okay. At some point while you're dealing with that boat that has a platform, does another vessel come along with a person that you later learned is named George Pino?
Yes.
Did you ever make contact with George Pino that afternoon?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see George Pino in this courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please point to him and describe an article of clothing he's wearing so our record will be clear?
George Pino, blue tie, blue suit with a pin.
Stipulate.
I've never heard a lawyer say
In
stipulated
your
every
mind,
time
at
the
that time, was George
defendant-
Pino a criminal defendant?
Not at that time.
In your mind, was he someone that needed to be triaged and assessed?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever handcuff him,
No, ma'am.
pull a gun on him,
No, ma'am.
yell at him,
No, ma'am.
threaten him?
Not one.
Did he ever lose consciousness in your presence?
Not while in my presence.
Did he ever appear incapable of understanding what's going on?
No, ma'am.
Did he appear like he was maybe in shock or dazed?
No, not really.
Was he responsive to requests that you made of him?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, do you wind up leaving that secondary vessel and terminating your work for that crash that day?
At the end of the shift, yes.
Okay. I want to ask if you were asked to come back to the Cutter Bank area the very next day.
I was.
Can you explain to the members of the jury what was the purpose of you going back out there?
Yes, ma'am. So as part of being a Marine Patrol diver, part of our responsibility is to assist other agencies with evidence searches or whatever it is they need. We responded to conduct an evidence search of a crash site.
I want to ask you a little bit more about your position specifically as a police diver. For how long have you been a police diver?
At the time, approximately 3 years.
Did you have to, even if you already knew how to scuba dive, did you have to take specific training in police diving that would be different from like recreational diving?
Yes, ma'am. I have extensive training. My current title is Master Scuba Diver Trainer and Specialty Instructor.
Can you describe what the difference is between recreational diving and diving for police business?
The difference is that when we, as for recreational diving, you'd be looking at fish or it would be joyful. Or when we do police diving, it's for a single purpose, and that is recovering evidence, things of evidentiary value.
Can that even be at nighttime?
It's joyful.
Can it be in murky
I don't think that's
waters?
what
Yes,
she
ma'am.
meant.
Can it be in waters where you hardly have any visibility?
Sometimes zero.
And can it mean sometimes retrieving dead bodies?
Yes, ma'am.
In this particular case, when you went out to Cutter Bank to assist with the police diving, who was the agency that was leading that effort?
FWC, Florida Fish and Wildlife.
If any evidence was recovered from the bottom of the bay, who would be responsible for ultimately impounding it and preserving it as evidence?
It would be FWC.
Okay, but you're there just to assist?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times over the course of your career by that time had you done police dives, do you think?
Police functions, hundreds at that point.
Okay. Now, was this near the Cutter Bank channel?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask you if you can tell the jurors a little bit about what the channel markers for that channel look like.
There are a set of, there's basically, it's a channel that runs approximately north and south. There's two sets of channel. There's markers on the right side of the channel, markers on the left side of the channel, or east and west. They are green on the east side of the channel, and they are red on the west side of the channel. And usually the color distinction or means red right return is the term we use that lets you know that you're heading into land or that land is on that side. And that lets you know that your orientation if you're traveling without a GPS or anything like that.
Showing council states 2E and 2E for identification. Sergeant, do you recognize the channel markers in states exhibits, 2E and 2D?
Yes, I do.
Are these pictures of channel markers 14 and 15
Yes, ma'am.
in Cutter Bank?
Yes, ma'am.
I've moved states 2D and 2E for identification and evidence.
Objection.
You have objection?
State Exhibit 2D, previously marked for identification, will become State Exhibit number 22. And State Exhibit 2E for identification will become State Exhibit number 23.
So Sergeant, I'm going to first ask you about states exhibit number 23. I see a red triangle with the number 14 on it.
Yes.
So if this triangle shaped red marker is in Cutter Bank, where would we know to look for that on that chart that I just had?
That marker would be if you're traveling southbound down that, it should be on your right-hand side or port side.
Let's make it a little easier for the jury. I'm going to show you now states exhibit number 1C. Pardon me. Do you recognize the location depicted in states 1C?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that a image of where Cutter Bank is?
That is a very accurate depiction, yes.
Okay. You want to make the witness up permission to step down from it?
Sure, and then just keep you posted.
Yes, ma'am.
So if a person is traversing, could you please? Okay, so here we go. If a person is going from the north to the south, okay, on what side of this exhibit would the red triangle markers be?
The red would be closest to land, which would be this side.
And so looking at State's Exhibit number 23, channel marker 14, where would that be in relation to this channel? Is it toward the northern part or to the southern part?
Southern part.
So that would be there. And now if I look at State's Exhibit number 22, we have a green square channel marker. Where would that be located in relation to Cutter Bank?
Directly across from 14 here.
I'm sorry, I need you to keep your voice up.
Sorry, ma'am. It would be right here across from 14.
Okay, so can I ask you to hold on to State's Exhibit number 23? And you hold that up, and I'll hold number 15 up. Is this kind of like an approximation of what we would see as we're approaching channel markers 14 and 15?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I shouldn't say wrong.
What are those channel markers made out of? Are they plastic?
No, ma'am.
What are they?
Usually the channel markers, especially in that area, they're made of steel columns. And the channel marker itself, the one that has numbers and the colors, is usually aluminum.
Okay. And can you describe what type of aluminum this would be?
Like a stop sign. It's a very robust piece of metal.
Can you describe what happens to things that are in salt air and salt water?
Yes, ma'am. They're frequently replaced due to corrosion. They rust.
Are they prepared with any specific type of paint to try to help prevent that?
I believe so. I think they almost use the same stuff that we use on the street signs here, like the stop signs, so that they last longer to the elements.
Have you ever operated a vessel in that area at nighttime?
Yes.
Are you able to see the channel markers at nighttime?
It's very difficult until you're very close.
What about in the daytime? Is it difficult at all to see the either red triangles or the green squares?
From my perspective, on a clear day, no.
During that police dive that took place near Cutter Bank, was there a capsized vessel there?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe what it looked like?
A boat upside down with heavy damage.
What kind of a boat was this?
I don't remember the exact make and model of it. I know it was a twin engine vessel.
Did it have a canopy?
I believe it did. I'm sure it did. It was just, I think, underwater or destroyed.
Okay. Did you locate anything in the vicinity of that capsized vessel during your police dive?
Yes, ma'am. During the evidence search, I was tasked to look for small articles. I ended up myself locating several cell phones and I believe a set of earrings.
Lastly, Sergeant, I want to ask you, on the day that you responded to the scene where Lucy was and then went to that secondary location, were you wearing a body-worn camera?
I was, ma'am.
Okay, and also known as BWC.
Yes,
Fair to
ma'am.
say?
Mhm.
Okay. Did that BWC capture what was going on around you as you were either at the boat where Lucy was initially?
Do they have
or
waterproof
your
ones for when they
transportation
die?
of her from that location to Elliott Key Harbor?
My body worn camera, I activated it the entire time I was there.
Were clips of that body-worn camera footage prepared for the jurors?
Yes, ma'am.
So we don't have to sit here for hours watching you traverse, say, from Black Point Marina up to Boca Chica?
Correct.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity prior to this trial to look at each of those clips that were isolated for you?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And were those clips true and exact copies of what your original complete body-worn camera footage was?
Yes, ma'am.
And after viewing those clips, did you actually affix your initials to the jump drive that they were placed onto?
I did, ma'am.
For the record, I'm showing counsel seats 2F for identification. Inside this purple envelope is a jump drive, and it says the word Delgado, and then there's a couple of scribbly looking
That's
things.
me.
Did you put your initials on that?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that to signify that you've seen what's on this jump drive and it is a true and accurate depiction of your body-worn camera footage?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Now, if I may just have one more to set this up. Yes, it's not in yet.
Now you gotta type your password in front of everybody.
Sergeant, I'd like to ask, when you saw these clips, are they individually labeled?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time I move states 2F for identification and evidence.
Previous objections.
Noted. Any other objection?
State Exhibit 2F, previously marked identification, will become State Exhibit number 24.
I'm sorry, what number?
24, Judge. You're welcome.
Your Honor, may the witness step down so we can observe his hand?
Yes.
Sergeant, if you sit there, I think everybody will be able to see.
Your Honor, may you approach before these videos are shown, please? Thank you.
Shadow, you're almost on camera. Scoot over a little bit. You trying to make the desk smell like you? There's your butt. I didn't tell you to put your butt in frame. Hey. Technical difficulties. These lawyers don't know how to do tech. What do you think about that? Shadow, I gotta go pull pork. Do you want some pulled pork? You don't eat people food. You're a weird cat. I bet you Spike will eat some pulled pork. Do you think Spike will eat some pulled pork? You don't care. You just want to try to smack me in the face with the microphone. Because you're a brat. I know what you're doing. you doing? That'd be pretty, girl. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. I gotta go pull pork.
Just a couple of moments, I need to take a few moments and look at something, leave a note that says receipts stories, and give this process step outside, please don't discuss your testimony.
All right, follow me. Leave your note.
Oh, very well. Can you see that? Thank you. Watching the post.
Can you see?
Yeah, I'm good.
Just for the record, this is going to be states number
21 through 6.
24. Thank you. This is states 24. There's clips that are labeled 1, arrival and triage, 2, transfer Lucy, 3, arrival at JP boat. The next one is Pino 1, then Pino 2, then Pino 3. I'll just play them in series if that's all right.
Yeah.
Your Honor, that clip is 5 minutes. The next one is going to be 50 seconds, and this is styled as transfer Lucy.
I know, it's good, isn't it?
My memory's failing me. I don't recall these ever being displayed in court.
Why is it turned? The jury's not allowed to see it?
The next clip is styled as arrival at JP boat. That's 2 minutes, 10 seconds.
This one here must be original. I'll walk, right? Who else needs to go? Yeah. Who else?
Lay down, baby.
The next clip is titled Pino 1. It's 30 seconds long.
Who else needs to go? Yeah. Who else? Guys, what do you need?
We're trying to get every single one that we brought to LET.
Okay. They're working. Got it. You guys need a popcorn.
She's a serious condition also, so we're gonna be.
Yeah.
That was only 7 seconds, remember? This one is 1 minute.
Take care of that over there. You got a nick in the back of your head. Yeah. All right. I think your back hurts. I think I get here. I get back here. Right. Do not pull drugs. Hey, are you guys going around yet? Do you have yeah, I'll talk to you. I love you. Look this way. This is helicopter. Oh, she's the one broken. She has a broken arm, right? Who has a broken arm? And I think she's in the back. All right. Is it bleeding? You're right. All right. Relax. Fall asleep on me. Let me get to the bathroom. All right, Mom.
All right, I'm ready to adjust. Clip number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are admitted over the defense objection. As far as clip number 1, the arrival up to the point of reaching Ms. Fernandez, the officer getting on the boat, initial, getting her on the backboard, moving her over to the other boat. Once she's over to the boat, that's that. Nothing after that. There is still defense objection, I believe. I'll let you make your own objection. But nothing after, once she is transferred to the larger police vessel? No, he described it in his testimony, that's sufficient.
Would I be able to publish these, but just stop it at that moment and then replace with another one that has?
That's
that
what I was
part?
going to ask. To ensure, make sure we're gonna get to that point as soon as you see, and we see the transfer,
Yes,
that's where the video stops.
absolutely.
I know the defense still has objections, make whatever objection you have to anything else, but that's it.
So we filed pretrial motions on this. We continue to insist that all of this is.
Oh, are they still objecting to?
It's hard to watch all of us here watching it, including.
Are they still objecting to
obviously
body
affected
cam
by it.
footage?
And I think that unfortunately that it's gonna have that kind of effect on the jury and what else can we say, Judge? Yourself for yourself.
Listen, I have to balance again, whether or not relevant evidence, I'm finding it's relevant, whether or not it becomes unduly prejudicial. I think what I'd excise out, it's not necessary to jury's understanding of the issues of the case. The rest, while difficult, will be difficult to see, there'll be other evidence, I'm sure that's already been admitted, and other evidence that will be difficult to see. Anyone who feels uncomfortable or unable, I'm gonna ask anyone who is unable to be in the courtroom, instead of having responses in front of the jury, would be more appropriate to remain outside.
And since the court had already admitted the narrative from the witness, what we have now is just corroboration of that which is not in dispute. So we are not disputing what the officer described. Our view is that the jury need not see it to believe it. We all know that it happened. We're all sorry that it happened, but is it really necessary for the jury to have to see it in order to determine the issues in the case? We think not.
My answer, and that is personal, or any review if necessary. Okay, so with that caveat, again, if anyone even thinks that they may become uncomfortable with anything, it's best to stay outside. So there's no response in front of the chair. All right, let me get. And if anyone's going to be outside, Renee's bringing the jury, when he brings them back and forth, just be very, certain not to display any kinds of, and this, again, is a general comment to everyone, please not to display any kind of emotion.
So that the instructions are clear, because the record doesn't have what you've seen. The moment when at clip number 1 stops.
Do you want the witness first before I leave the jury?
Yes.
So that as to clip number 1, the jury will not be observing the administration of CPR? Is that?
Once this transfer to the larger vessel, which is then brought to the helicopter, that's in clip 1, that's when it stopped. That's when it's gonna be stopped, upon the transfer onto the other boat.
May I ask if I can just very quickly go to the very end of that, just so that I can give the exact counter
Sure.
number
Let's get
where
the
that
number.
is.
But then I recall another clip at the helicopter where there's CPR being performed there as well.
All right.
Is the court allowing that?
Was at the back end of the helicopter transfer, right? At the end of the second clip, you can see inside the helicopter that there's CPR being performed
In the background, I think.
in the background.
Double check.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the rolling.
That can stay.
Over objection.
No, you haven't. You haven't missed much at all.
Judge, can I just have one moment just to look at the mark?
Oh,
where
Pino's
I-
wife testified. No cross-examine. Yeah. But the prosecution asked her if, I forgot how she worded it, if Lucy died as a result of her husband crashing into the marker. And she said that she died as a result of an accident. And then the prosecutor asked again in the same way, and then the defense objected. That was the last question. And I think, are we outside of the presence of the jury? I was making dinner at the same time, so I think we're outside the presence of the jury right now. I think they're still arguing on what body cam footage they're allowing the jury to see.
I will stop it, Judge. The counter is at 1 minute 34 seconds.
That's where you're gonna stop.
Yeah, it was pointless. It was weird. Oh, and she didn't see what happened because she was trying to text that video of the girls dancing to all of their moms. She was on her phone.
George asked the witness to come up and be seated.
Ready?
Yes.
All rise.
Please be seated, thank you.
Your Honor, I will now publish State's Exhibit number 24. Click 1.
I was on this jury, I would be so mad right now. Just last night I said, I'm so surprised I haven't caught your cold because usually I catch everything. I was so happy.
For the record, it stopped at 1 minute, 37 seconds left. Oath chain clip number 2. Publishing now clip number 3. Sergeant, may I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you, Your Honor, may you have permission?
Sure.
The first 2 clips that we saw pertaining to you
Is the
arriving
jury
on the
there
vessel.
or not? Because
Pertaining to you arriving on the vessel.
they
that
walked
Lucy was
out
on and then
a little while ago.
transferring
Did
her
they
to
come
the
back in
Alpha.
yet?
Is that fair to say?
Yes.
I'm so
This third
confused.
clip, where are we seeing you now?
They're in, out, in, out, in, out.
This was already, it's already the sun setting.
Hold on, let me play a little bit of it. By now, are you on your way back out to the waters?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you wind up encountering a large vessel that has the platform?
Yes.
Okay.
Not from what vessel?
This vessel here, is this what kind of thing is the Van Dutch vessel?
Yes, ma'am.
And on the back, were there any people on?
And you can't hear anything they say.
Yes, it was.
Upright or lying down?
Several line down.
This one here must be a broken off. I'll walk right. Who else needs to go?
On it.
Who-
They got a lot of my toll dollars, let me tell you. Going back and forth to Orlando all the time.
Who was that person?
That was a defendant.
I can't hear you.
Sorry, that is the defendant directly on.
Next, playing the clip Pino 1.
Who else needs to go? Who- Guys, what do you need?
We're trying to get every single one everyone wants LED. Guys, can't go to LED.
They're working. You gotta see the back for
It's a serious condition also, so we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Now playing Pino 2. And now playing Pino 3.
I didn't even notice him
Take care of that over there. You got a nick in the back of your head. Yeah. All right. I think your back hurts. Get this thing. I think I can hear for a bit. Back here.
Sergeant, let me ask you, is this you communicating with the defendant at this moment?
Yes, it is.
Do not close your eyes. Hey, are you guys going right in? Do you have any order with I need him to have a 15 there. Yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you. I love you. Here, look this way. This is how documentation. She's the one with broken. She has a broken arm, right? Is it bleeding?
Yeah, I think he really was in shock. Plus, one of the girls said that they thought he was dead. So he did. Like, he could have had a concussion. He was unconscious at one point. I figured out why this bothers me. He's not a
Sergeant
scumbag.
Delgado, are you familiar with the term PFD?
Yes.
What is a PFD?
It's a positive flotation device. It's It's a device that we use on the water. It's when you're boating, if you fall overboard, it keeps you afloat face up. So you
Also known
don't,
as a life jacket?
life jacket as well.
And you made sure to put one on George Pino before leaving?
Yes, ma'am.
No other questions?
You know, he could have been drinking. Maybe that's what he was trying to cover up. But he's not a scumbag. He's not, somebody died, but he's not a murderer,
Mr. Pino.
That's why this bothers
you and I
me.
have met previously, haven't we?
Deposition, I believe.
That's correct, sir. Any person, any
I
civilian
almost
that is
feel sorry
brought
for him a
onto
little bit.
vessel of the Miami-Dade Police Department.
Well, that's true
Sheriff's
too.
Office,
You're right.
is the policy.
You're very
that
right.
the personal flotation device be put on that person. Is that right?
I don't know if it's written in policy, but it's a procedure that we use to look out for the well-being of the person.
What is the law in Florida as to who must wear a personal flotation device?
Objection calls for legal conclusion.
If you know.
Just say no.
Well, he should know. That's his job.
Minors under a certain weight.
Just say you don't answer.
Oh, sorry.
Sergeant Delgado, persons who are 6 years of age or less must wear a personal flotation device if they're on a moving vessel. Is that correct?
Correct.
So if you're over 6 years old, there is no requirement that you wear a personal flotation device, right?
No, sir.
And I presume that in your time at the Marine Patrol, you would often patrol the sandbar areas around Elliott Key. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And on any given weekend during the summer at the sandbar near Elliott Key, there are a number of boaters out there. Isn't that correct?
Yes, sir.
The vast majority of those boaters are not wearing
Objection, relevance.
personal flotation
Objection,
devices. are they?
Excuse me. Go ahead.
The vast majority of those boaters are not wearing personal flotation devices, are they?
The vast majority, no.
Now, somebody will get a ticket if their 6-year-old or less is not wearing a personal flotation device, right?
That is correct.
But again, adults have the option, there's no requirement that they wear one.
Correct.
But for safety reasons, the county wants any civilian brought upon any of their vessels to have a personal flotation device put on. Is that right?
That is correct.
And that is for liability purposes, isn't it?
I believe so.
Because the county doesn't want to get sued.
Believe so.
Yeah. I've not heard anything that makes me think
You mentioned earlier in your
that he
testimony.
was negligent. But I don't know why he lied. That's what I want to know. What was he trying to cover up?
You were referring to the channel markers at Cutter Bank. Do you remember that?
When I was asked, yes.
Yes. You were specifically asked about channel markers number 14 and 15. Is that right?
Correct.
And you testified that they are opposite one another. Do you recall your testimony?
Yes, sir.
In fact, they are not opposite one another, are they?
I believe they were.
Isn't it true that channel marker 14, the red triangle channel marker, is well to the north, at least a couple hundred feet to the north of channel marker 15, which is to its south?
I don't recall that part.
If that in fact is the case, then you would be mistaken in your earlier testimony that they are opposite one another. Is that right?
If that is true, then I would be mistaken.
And typically, channel markers are set up opposite one another so that when a boater is going through a channel, they can see that there's additional markers. Everywhere there's a marker opposite one another, they know that either they have reached the end of the channel or there are more ahead. Is that right?
That's correct.
And if it is in fact true that channel marker 14 is not opposite channel marker 15, that could produce a confusing situation for a boater going through the channel at Cutter Bank. Is that correct?
I honestly wouldn't say so. Not a confusing. It's usually a red and a green marker.
No doubt there is a red and a green marker, but if they're not opposite one another, as you believe that they are, it could cause confusion.
If you're counting numbers,
The purpose, your main priority that afternoon, that evening, was to provide triage service for any of the passengers who were injured in the accident. Is that correct?
that is correct.
And you were dispatched from Black Point Marina, as you testified earlier, once you got the call that an accident had occurred. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And we saw a video in State's Exhibit number 24 that you were making your way down the Cutter Bank channel in order to get to the accident. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, the person who was driving the boat next to you, that was Robert Bruto, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Whoa. That's a lot of
And you
money.
made
They're probably going to
several
need it to
trips, I
take care of
believe.
her.
at least more than one trip between the accident scene and Elliott Key Harbor when you were bringing patients back and forth. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
And that was your priority that day. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Rendering aid.
There came a time when you actually began to perform triage on Mr. Pino. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that is because Mr. Pino himself was injured in the accident.
Yes.
And Ms. Adams asked you a few minutes ago if, while you were providing triage to Mr. Pino,
I think a lot of
whether
people in this
you
case
had-
are. The first
whether you
girl
had,
that testified, both of her parents are lawyers.
placed Mr. Pino in handcuffs. Do you recall her asking you that question?
Yes, sir.
Was there
And
any
Lucy,
reason
the
that
girl that
Mr.
died,
Pino
her dad
needed
was a
to
lawyer.
put
So I
handcuffs on
think a
him?
lot of
No,
these
not at
people are
that time, no.
rich.
Mr. Pino was concerned about the safety of the people that had been injured, right?
He appeared to be, yes.
He made some inquiry about that, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
And he wasn't presenting any sort of danger to you, was he?
No,
He was also an injured passenger, wasn't he?
that is correct.
In fact, he was bleeding quite severely from his head, wasn't he?
There was a little bit of blood.
I'd like to- if you could step down.
May I?
And I'd like to play, yeah, over here, sir, thank you. I'd like to play the clip known as Pino 3, which is on.
I don't know how much they sued for. I know they sued. I don't know if that case is resolved yet or not, though. I'm sure Judy will find out.
Take care.
That's not just a little bit of blood.
I'm fine, thumbs up, take care, right?
Yes.
And even here to throw a kiss at somebody. Didn't he?
On video, yes.
All right, do you know who he was speaking to?
No, sir.
He was, play again.
That over there. You got a nick in the back of your head. Yeah. I think your back hurts. I think I can hear the ribs. I think back here. Back, right? Do not close your eyes. Hey, are you guys going around it? Do you have any
Recall Mr. Pino saying to his daughter, Ceci, I love you, after saying, I'm all right, I'm all right.
I just wasn't paying attention to what he was saying at the time.
Understood.
I was checking his injuries.
Okay. Continue.
Excuse me.
thumbs up? Take care.
Excuse me.
Yeah, this is the defense cross
There's
now.
an objection because this is not in evidence. The state's evidence is number 24.
That's what I said.
It's not the same item though.
It's Pino 3. State's Exhibit 24.
I have you should have more about.
Who's Judy?
Take the exhibit. Do the things.
I got it right here.
Pino
Just
or
substitute
Fernandez?
cue it up. Thank you.
Sergeant Delgado, I'm showing you it is actually State's Exhibit 24, which was placed into evidence. Thus far, does it appear to be any different than what you viewed just moments ago?
No.
Thumbs up. Take care of that over there. You're a nick in the back of your head. Yeah. I think I heard. Yeah, I think I can hear the back here.
Yeah, voting
Do
time.
not close your eyes. Hey, are you guys going around it? Do you have any more than three that
You're providing a medical assessment essentially of Mr. Pino at this moment, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
And you ask Mr. Pino, or you tell Mr. Pino, do not close your eyes.
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
Due to the head trauma, we always take into account, we don't know the severity of the impact caused to the head. The head, even if it's a small cut, can bleed a lot. But again, I don't know the severity of his impact to his head.
And if there was a concussion, for example, a traumatic brain injury, then closing the person's eyes, leading to them perhaps go to sleep, could
A concussion is a brain injury, stupid.
And that's why you told Mr. Pino not to close his eyes.
Correct, to remain because that lets me know his alertness at the conscious level. If he falls asleep or if he starts to wander off, I wouldn't be able to monitor his condition.
In fact, you tell Mr. Pino to close, not to go to sleep, don't you?
Correct. I believe this is not to sleep, but keep your eyes open.
And at this point, you can see that Mr. Pino is bleeding pretty good from his head injury. Is that right?
It looks like it's starting to dry.
But you see a significant
Yes.
amount of
Yes.
blood, don't you?
Yes, sir.
I need him. So you have a 50? Yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you now. I love you. Look this way. This is how I'm talking. She's the one with the broken. She has a broken arm, right? Who has a broken arm? All right. Is it bleeding? You're right. All right. Relax. Fall asleep on me. Let me get some back work here. All right, Mom.
So you heard at the end there, sorry, Delgado, at the end of this video that you advised Mr. Pino not to fall asleep on, correct? And for the same reasons that you just testified a moment ago.
That's correct, sir.
All right. Now, also, you may return to your seat. Also,
Unused microphone,
Sergeant
please.
were you performing triage on your own at that moment, or were you getting assistance from other officers?
There was several officers on scene.
There were flashlights, there was lighting on Mr. Pino as you were performing triage, wasn't there?
Correct.
You had an opportunity to see clearly Mr. Pino's face, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
You had an opportunity clearly to see Mr. Pino's eyes, did you not?
Yes, sir.
And you were within 2 or 3 feet of Mr. Pino at any given time while you were performing triage, is that right?
Yes, sir.
At any time, did you notice or make any observations about Mr. Pino that he might have been impaired in any way?
At that time, I wasn't looking for that, sir.
Okay. At no time did you
No.
see anything that would indicate to you that Mr. Pino might have been impaired? Is that right?
Correct, sir.
Did any of the other officers who were performing triage with you on Mr. Pino tell you that they observed any indication that Mr. Pino might have been impaired?
Not to my recollection, sir.
Had yourself or any of these other officers that were present there determined or made observations of impairment on Mr. Pino, you would have advised the investigating officer in the case, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir.
And you did not do that.
Did not do what?
You did not advise the lead investigating officer because no observations were made by you. Is that
Correct.
right? Well, thank you, Sergeant Eldon. Nice to see you.
Thank you, sir.
No further questions.
Any reason that process?
Sergeant, even if the law doesn't require somebody to wear a life jacket, is it generally safer to do so?
Absolutely, ma'am.
The attorney asked if the county doesn't want people to get sued. And you said that that's part of the reason maybe why when a civilian is on your boat, you put them in a life jacket. Do you think it might also be that the county doesn't want people to die?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna ask our nice clerk to mark this, please. Showing council states 2I for identification. Sergeant, I'm showing you a demonstrative exhibit. It states 2I.
Objection, Judge. Comes that one.
Yay, another sidebar. I have been on boats all my life, many, many, many times, and never, ever had a problem. Worst problem I've ever had was needing to use the bathroom. That's what I tell people when they mispronounce pecan and call it a pecan. I say, no, a pecan is what you use when you have to go to the bathroom on a boat. That's what a pecan is. A pecan is a nut. But I'm not saying that accidents don't happen. But like I said, I'm not seeing anything except for the fact that he lied. And the only reason you lie is to cover something up. But he's not acting impaired. But he wouldn't let them draw his blood. So he lied and he wouldn't let them draw his blood, which I'm assuming means he thought he was impaired. But you can't assume when you're on a jury, you can only go by the evidence. And so far, no one has said that he seemed impaired, even the officers. So like you said, Ken, civil, but not criminal. I feel for the families of the dead and hurt children, but I think this, so far, I feel like this was just an accident.
Oh, go ahead, counsel.
Thank you. Sergeant, I'm approaching you again with states 2I for identification.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's not a very pretty drawing, but we see
Very accurate, though.
Cutter Bank, and there's a red triangle 14 that if this is due north
Yes, ma'am.
and this is south, if channel
Yeah.
14, say, is
I
here,
keep thinking that
and channel
when she
marker
talks
15,
about
maybe a
it.
green square, is here. To your recollection, is this basically what we would see as we're going from the north to the south through Cutter Bank Channel?
Yes, ma'am. And if I may,
I keep wondering why
there is a navigation. I'm sorry,
prosecuted
ma'am.
it.
There is a navigational reason for that. It's
There was
for
no.
an old maritime sailor explained to me once. So the reason that the Coast Guard designs the markers at a catty quarter angle like that and not makes them run parallel is because at night, you know that if you're traveling from a square or green to the red and onto a green, you're staying within the channel and it's safe to navigate.
Are these channel markers opposite each other?
They opposite each other.
Yeah, because like, unless he was drunk, even not maintaining a lookout or whatever, that's not a felony. That's like getting distracted while you're driving. That's not a felony.
Yes, Judge. The state will call Detective John Dalton, please.
But like, how long is he looking at jail time or prison or whatever for this? Because he took his eyes off the, not road, but ocean. He failed to maintain a lookout.
Please step forward, face the court, raise your right hand and speak.
You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Good advice.
Sweet. Good afternoon.
I mean, charge him with the vessel
Hello
violation.
there.
How you doing?
That's
Please
valid.
introduce yourself to our jury.
How you doing? My name is Detective John Dalton.
But he's looking at prison
I
time.
work for the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office in the Traffic Homicide Unit.
How long have you been with Miami-Dade? Well, initially Police Department and now Sheriff's Office.
Working on my 31st year.
Could you explain to the jurors what was your initial assignment within that agency?
Initially, when I started, I was on road patrol.
How long were you a road patrol officer?
Approximately 4 years.
After that, did you want to switch gears and do a different type of police work?
Yes, ma'am. I went into investigations.
Can you tell some of the jurors different types of investigations that you've handled
I did
up to when you went to traffic homicide?
general investigations, shooting, stabbings, burglaries. I did prostitution.
Wow.
I did,
Wait a minute. You did prostitution?
well, I was actually a certified decoy doing prostitution details.
Okay.
So I worked prostitution. I did street level narcotics. Again, shooting, stabbings, burglaries, just general investigative work.
That's crazy.
Are you familiar with the term FTO?
Yes,
What is an FTO?
a field training officer.
What are your responsibilities if you're an FTO?
You're actually an officer that works on the road that trains all the new officers that are coming out to basically get them up to speed on being an actual one-man effective officer on the street.
For how long were you an FTO?
Off and on, probably 4 years.
I want to ask if in 2016 you wound up going to another investigative unit within your department.
Yes, I did. I went to traffic homicide
How many times have you worked in the traffic homicide unit?
twice. I'm on my second round.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, the first time that you were in the traffic homicide unit, and for shorthand, do you all call it the THU?
Yeah, THU.
How long were you in the THU the first time?
From 2016 to 2020.
Okay. And then did you go somewhere else within your agency?
Yes, I went to Marine Patrol
How long did you stay in Marine Patrol?
from 2020 to 2024.
And then where did you go in 2024?
I went back to traffic homicide.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the training that was required for you to become a member of the traffic homicide unit?
So far, it's an ongoing training. We take training classes every year. So far, I've had just shy of 400 hours of training. It's in basic crash investigation, traffic crash reconstruction, at scene, occupant kinematics, which is like what an occupant in a vehicle does during a crash, along with pedestrians, bicycles. There's several courses that we take throughout the years.
Do you learn about using math calculations in order to help reconstruct a crash scene?
Yes, trigonometry.
Also, how about photography?
We do photography. We do all of our own photographing of all of our own scenes and everything. So we take a photography class as well.
Are you familiar with the term total station?
Yes.
Can you explain to the jurors what is total station for measurements?
You probably all have seen one and don't realize what it is. You've seen the land surveyors on the side of the road have the tripod set up with the machine.
Mm-hmm.
So that machine is made by a company. It's several different companies. The ones we use are Nikon, and it's an actual electronic machine that measures a specific point that you look through an oracle. You place the crosshairs on a specific point, and it actually takes an exact measurement from where that tripod is to that exact point.
Would that be the orange poles that people hold up?
Yes, you can either shoot a pole that another detective is holding for your exact point, or you can shoot actual solid marks that you have, like a telephone poles or curbing or anything like that, something that's not going to move.
Can you tell the jurors within the traffic homicide unit, if a fatal crash happens, how is it decided who's going to lead up that investigation?
It rotates. It's on a rotation. It depends really on who's up, who has the actual the more cases or the least amount of cases. But for the most part, it rotates. In our traffic homicide unit, the day shift where I work, we have 4 detectives and 1 supervisor, and then afternoons has 4 detectives and 1 supervisor, and we rotate amongst us.
About how many cases of fatal traffic crashes have you been the lead investigator on?
Probably upwards over 200.
And how many fatal traffic crashes have you assisted with?
Oh, over 800.
In addition to investigating how a traffic crash happens, do you also have to perform a function called NOK notifications?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain what that is?
NOK stands for next of kin notifications. That's where we, myself and then the backup detective and usually supervisor respond to the house of the victims. And then we notify them. It's probably one of the most difficult parts of our job. We notify the victim's family that one of their loved ones has passed away in a crash. It's generally a tragic event. It's not expected.
I want to talk a little bit about your time with Marine Patrol. You were there for about how long?
4 years approximately.
Why did you go into the Marine Patrol unit?
So I did my 25 years with the police department, and then we have a thing called DROP, Deferred Retirement Program. So traffic homicide is a very grueling, very taxing unit. You are on call every other week, and it's on call long hours. You get called out any hour of the night. Sometimes I would leave the house, at 6, 7 o'clock in the afternoon. I wouldn't get back till the following day at 6 or 7 at night working one case. If there's leads on it where you're closely developing leads, you will just continue working through the case until you get to the end of it.
That's a real thing. I thought.
So when I went into the drop, I wanted to go to a unit where I could relax a little bit, thinking that Marine Patrol was going to be that unit. And boating has always been one of my things. I've owned boats since I was 13 years old. I was born and raised in Miami. I've been on boats my whole life. So I wanted to go to a unit that I really enjoyed, doing the out on the water.
Now, as a Marine Patrol officer, were you tasked with the responsibility of investigating a fatal vessel crash?
No, we do not handle fatal. Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office does not handle fatal crashes. We only handle boat crashes that are minor in nature, less than $1,000 with no injuries. Anything with injuries or fatal is going to be with FWC.
Do you think that the training and experience that you had as a traffic homicide investigator was helpful to you when you would investigate vessel crashes, even if death or serious bodily injury did not result?
Yes, because as a traffic homicide investigator, you have a different dynamic of looking at crashes. You definitely have a different way of looking at just even a minor crash. I think to the extent that I've gone so far as I can look at most vehicles and the damage on a vehicle and tell you exactly what happened in the crash. And it does correlate over to boats as well, even though there's a vast difference between boats and cars. It does correlate over just because it's impact damage. And impact damage is what you normally look at.
Back on September 4th of 2022, were you working as a Marine Patrol officer?
Yes, I was.
Did you get dispatched to a location known as Cutter Bank or Cutter Bank Channel?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that the first time you'd ever been there?
No, ma'am. I've been through Cutter Bank several times. I mean, well over 100 times in my personal and my professional career.
And is that location in Miami-Dade County?
Yes, it is.
Can you describe for the jurors when you arrived to that scene? What were you looking at?
When I arrived, there's several law enforcement vessels, as well as I believe a Coast Guard and I believe there was a fireboat from Ocean Reef was there as well. But there's several law enforcement vessels and they're all rafted together. Rafting together means that they're all tied together. So I was one of the last ones to arrive because I was coming from Miami Beach where I was fueling up the boat. So I arrived and I actually pulled up on the end of the chain of boats that were lined up.
When you're rafting together, like one boat tied to the next, do the boats just stay stationary all by themselves?
No, but obviously it's water. It's fluid. It's dynamic. You know, everything moves around. So when you raft up, everything is generally still floating, moving around. Nobody's anchored because at any time you need to pull the lines and get moving, especially in this type of situation.
Were you the last in the line of vessels that were rafted up together?
Yes, ma'am. I was the last boat tied up to an FWC boat.
Can you describe what the additional responsibilities are for a vessel operator that's the last of the line for that?
So in general, when you're the last one, you're actually the one that's controlling the movement of the entire line, because if you don't control the movement, the boats can actually wrap around each other and become a problem, because you'll start getting, if they go backwards, engines will start getting into engines and becomes a problem, or the bows start touching each other. So your job as the last boat in the sequence would be to keep kicking the engines in and out of gear to maintain that line as straight as you can and not allow the vessels to wrap or to get, to put yourself in any type of bad situation or cause damage.
On that particular night, if you're the operator of that vessel, do you stay on that vessel even if there are other vessels and other people that might need help?
I was captaining the vessel. You stay on that vessel because you have to maintain control of your vessel.
Now, at some point while you're there, are a number of teenage girls brought over the rafted boats onto the boat that you were captaining?
Yes, ma'am.
Were any of the girls that came over onto your boat seriously injured?
No, ma'am. They all had minor injuries.
At some point, do you disconnect from all these other vessels and take these girls somewhere else?
Yes, ma'am. So as a rule, a policy for the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office, anytime we put anybody other than law enforcement on our boat, everybody gets provided with a PFD. You all know what they are. It's the personal flotation device or a life vest. The ones we provide are the Coast Guard approved orange life vest. You see them when you go on a cruise. You see them. They're sold by pack. When you buy a new boat, they're sold by a pack. Everybody that enters onto our vessel gets provided with a PFD with a wraparound strap. So all the young ladies were brought over the boat. They were all given a PFD, and they were all advised to sit down on the console's front bench with only seats 2, and then on the floor in the front.
Where did you take the girls?
To Elliott Key.
Okay. Did you go very fast to get there?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
They were in a panic-stricken moment. They were asking me, please don't drive fast. Please, please, please. Please just get us there safely. But they were in a more of a terrified panic state, asking me not to drive fast. And it was getting dark as well.
In that kind of a situation, are you going to use GPS to get you to Elliott Key?
So nightfall was coming on us. A GPS, when it's lit up bright, will blind you to what you're actually looking for. Generally, when you're going to run from one spot to another at nighttime, you're going to use markers, and you're going to use reflective signs on the markers called day markers. So you can use a GPS, but it's going to be very dim, but you don't solely rely on that. You look at your markers while you're running. You're going to be running the ICW.
He was trying to be like me, Jill.
Is it ever safe to navigate solely looking at your GPS device?
No.
Jealous of my superpower.
Once you bring the girls over to Elliott Key, are you involved in any further investigation of this case?
No, ma'am.
Now, you mentioned something about that you went to the Marine Patrol unit because you were kind of sliding into retirement mode.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you like working there?
And Marine Patrol?
Yes.
Absolutely. It's a great job.
Why did you leave?
I ended up having 3 pinched nerves in my neck. So I suffered some physical setbacks from the constant pounding of the boat. The sun beats on you constantly.
Ouch.
It's truly a young man's job. Your knees, and as well as it's very taxing, very fatiguing on the body. We work 10-hour shifts, and you're required to be on that boat, 7 to 8 hours a day on the boat. It's a taxing job for the operators and the Marine Patrol officers on the boat. So it's very fatiguing to you.
Any sense of how Bobby Bruto lasted so long in Marine Patrol?
No clue. You would have to answer that one.
Maybe that is this tall?
It's possible. The county does take every measure for us. They do give us fatigue pads to stand on, so you're not taking a brutal beating. We do have some boats that have shock absorbing seats on them to sit down on, but for the most part, you're standing up for most of the time, conducting law enforcement duties.
I want to ask you if over the course of your career handling traffic crashes, has EDR data become really important in those investigations?
Absolutely.
What's an EDR?
It's an event data recorder, which is a black box. I know you all heard on an airplane, they always talk about recovering the black box. So vehicles have an EDR, which is a black box in the vehicle as well. It records events such as when you're involved in a crash. It goes back and stores 5 to 10 seconds worth of data on that box. And then we're able to use that with a system that we have to download it. And it tells us exactly what the vehicle was doing, the dynamics of the vehicle, driver inputs, everything to that nature, steering, percentage of gas, percentage of brake, everything basically what happens to that vehicle, as well as speed and impact points. And it also covers change in velocity, which is when there's an impact, it moves at the opposite direction.
Are you familiar with GPS data that is gathered on vessels?
I know what GPS is.
In
But
terms of knowing what it is, not in terms of,
I know what it is,
analyzing.
but I don't know anything about downloading it or analyzing. I've never done that.
but you use GPS in your job.
Yes, ma'am.
Why would you say that it is not safe or that you would not find it prudent to navigate a boat solely using GPS?
So as it gets dark, every vessel is required to turn on their lights, navigational lights, red and green on the front, anchor light on the back. There's no set lanes. There's no set highways. There's no curbing on the water. So boats are free to travel in whatever direction they want, obviously, except for going through channels. Channels is something that you have to stay between the markers for fear of running aground more than anything, causing damage to your boat. So that's why channels are marked. That's why they're called channels. And it's the safe way to navigate through shallow areas of the waterways. Twofold, for you to be safe, and number two, to not damage any of the waterways out there, to damage the sand flats or the corals or anything like that. A secondary thing is you never know what boats are coming, and GPS doesn't pick up boats. The only way you can pick up a boat is with a radar unit. And a radar unit only picks up a trail on it. So if you were solely to navigate your boat just by that, it would have to be a radar unit and a GPS unit as well. But it's you have to have your head on a swivel at all times, looking for everybody coming different directions. It's literally pitch black out there with a little tiny red and green light on it and a white light on the back of the boat. And the lights definitely get lost in the city light backgrounds, so you don't see them all the time.
What about in the daytime? Would it be safe to navigate a vessel looking only at your GPS screen?
Again, same rules apply during the day. There is no lanes. There's nothing designated on which direction you have to go. So vessels are coming from all different directions out there. So you can't solely rely on just your GPS. You got to keep your head on a swivel, we always ride two persons to a boat, two officers to a boat. One is constantly navigating the boat, and the other one is looking out for other vessels as well. And we're constantly, we do it all the time. We warn each other all the time. And we obviously point out to each other, hey, you see the boat coming from the right, or you see the boat coming from the left? It's always a two-man system out there.
Are you familiar with the term navigational rules?
Yes.
Are boaters required to follow them?
You're supposed to follow the navigational rules. They don't always get followed, but yes, you're.
I'm sorry.
Yep, I'm sorry.
Objection to the question she said. The sidebar if you want.
Rephrase.
Sure. Are you familiar with the navigational rules?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what voters are supposed to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
And beyond that, are you familiar with the navigational rule about lookouts?
I couldn't quote it to you, but yes, I know there is a navigation rule.
Can you explain what the importance of having a lookout is, based on your personal and professional voting experience?
Objection, Judge. Act foundation.
Let's
Proper.
get more foundational questions if you can.
You just testified that you'll have other officers, at least it's a two-man unit at a minimum, unit meaning a police boat.
Correct.
You'll have other officers there to help look for other items. Is that fair to say?
That's fair. There's debris floating in the water and stuff like that. So yes, everybody on the boat's keeping a lookout.
Okay. And is that to keep you safe
Yes, ma'am.
and to keep other people safe?
Yes, ma'am.
Are the
Judge, can we
rules,
go sidebar, please?
You know what I'm surprised the defense has not asked yet? They have not asked. Well, they've not had any expert witnesses, so you can't ask opinions without there being an expert. So I'm wondering if the defense is going to have experts that they can ask, in your opinion, was this just an accident? Or was it negligence? I'm wondering if the defense is going to have an expert that they can ask. Because that's what I would need to see if I was on the jury. An expert in boating or maritime law or something like that that can tell me, was this an accident or was it negligence? Because right now it seems to me like it was just an accident. Except for the lie. But like I said, there's no evidence of why he lied. And so you can't just go with, well, he lied about it. I hate sidebars so much. I mean, at least the jury doesn't have to leave the room.
No, ma'am.
nothing else?
That was weird.
This is going to remain under the subpoena. State will speak with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Be available, and your excuse at this time.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you.
No cross. After all those objections.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to please put your notebooks back in your envelopes. I ask the police to be here tomorrow, if you would. As close to 9 o'clock, I will ask you to be here by 10 of 9, actually. If you would, we have a little
Oh, are they
early
done?
start. All right, tomorrow, when you arrive, we're gonna go to the jury's room, where they will bring you into the courtroom for us to begin our session. Then at that point, we'll be giving you some instructions about our session tomorrow. We will be traveling, there will be a jury view of the vessel involved in this matter. And we will be transporting you, we have a bus to transport you, and we will be in the company of Renee. I will give you more instructions tomorrow to the location, but please come here. We will begin the session, make sure everyone's here. We'll start the session, I'll give you additional instructions. And then we will go on our jury view, and then we will all return back to the courthouse, back to the courtroom, probably get back here in time for lunch. Okay? Then we will have an afternoon session. So I wanted to give you a heads up about that. Nothing really special. I would say maybe wear more comfortable shoes. Because we'll be walking a little bit in the area. And I'll have some water for you. And I think that's there's nothing else in terms of special instructions. Okay? Well, you may want to bring an umbrella. But if I see that the weather is inclement, then we will go to the rain date for the jury view. We're scheduling this for tomorrow morning, and we hope to leave here probably about 9:20, 9:30 the latest. Okay? Please remember, you see or hear anything about this case, or you think it's about this case, ignore it. Don't read it. Don't watch it. Don't listen to it. Please don't go on social media to either post anything or to look at, see if there's any information about this case. Don't do any research. Don't do any Googling to try to get information outside the courtroom, and none of that is evidence. Evidence is only what you're receiving in the courtroom. It's all you can consider with the law that I will instruct you on to ultimately make your decisions. Okay? I think I've covered everything, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. I would ask you to be here by 10 of 9. If there's any issue, you're running late, please make sure to let us know. Have a pleasant evening. Take your notebooks with you.
Okay, I can already tell Judy disagrees with me. 9 seconds. That's not very long. He was distracted for 9 seconds. And he's going to be in prison for 30 years because he was distracted for 9 seconds.
All right, please be seated.
No criminal record. Real estate developer.
So that everything's clear tomorrow, that Mr. Pino would also, we would start session just like we've been starting the session. And then if you would like me to instruct the jury at all about Mr. Pino going with us, not going with us, I will. I'll leave that to you if you think it's necessary. So we'll let the jury know. Okay. Who do we have? We have an idea for the afternoon, who we might be having as witnesses. Okay. Well, what we want to be clear about is if any of those witnesses, again, I think it has to do mostly with the body worn camera to make sure that if there's evidence.
Yeah, but I want to know why. I want to know what happened. I want to know why he lied, what he was trying to cover up.
Okay, then we can get ahead of the question of what you're going to introduce. And if there are excerpts that the defense intends to introduce of a body worn camera through any of the state's witnesses that are remaining, and again, you're not required to, I'm not going to order you to do that, then I would like to have either one or two things, either the opportunity again for the defense to be able to authenticate whatever the additional evidence might be, so that they might be able to, through cross-examination, present whatever evidence, which we allow that. That's not the typical function, but we allow it. And if not, it's perfectly fine, but then to make sure that the defense understands they will have to bring.
They need to get her a new mic.
We'll have to bring the witness when you start your case. Okay, so that's why I'm asking.
I understand now, and I don't anticipate tomorrow there'll be any body worn camera footage.
Okay, all right, so we should,
Does that include, there's also Lieutenant Thompson where they did drone footage. They did that whole experiment on the water. Is that tomorrow?
I think that there'll be some footage from the recreation yard, yes.
okay, all right, so that's, you're going to take excerpted portions of the recreation, or you're gonna play the whole?
No, because each time the vessel goes through the channel, I don't know, maybe it's like a minute or so. So there's just footage from the drone of Lieutenant Thompson piloting his vessel through the channel. And so it's not that there's clips, it's just, there's,
It's one video.
no,
Oh,
there's multiple videos because the vessel was run through the channels on different times, and the drone was placed in different locations to film the vessel traversing the channel below.
okay. Does that mean it's the entirety of the drone footage that you're gonna present, or there are segments like we had today? One,
It's-
6 seconds.
It's different than body worn camera, which lasts, say, an hour long, and you select clips from it.
Okay.
What this is there were specific times, okay, like clip one or video one, probably more precisely. Video one might be, for example, the drone is at the southern end of the channel and the vessel is traveling south toward it. Video two might be the drone is in the northern part of the channel and follows behind the vessel as it traverses the channel. So there's different videos. It's not that they're clips so much because they're not part of a larger or longer video.
Okay. From what you have of the
Yes.
drone video, let's take the totality of the drone video. Is it your intention to introduce all of the drone video? If it's not, that's fine too. But there may be aspects of the drone video that the defense might want to present. And rather than attempted authentication in court, just want to make sure that the defense understands that, and they would have to have that witness back to present whatever else of the drone video footage that might not have been shown that they would like the jury to see in their case. That's the reason for the question.
So to clarify, it sounds like, I'm quite sure the same event might be recorded by different cameras, different angles. It could be a drone, it could be a pole cam, it could be a camera on a boat. I don't know how many of those the state is using, but they created it and gave it to us. This is not an authentication issue.
No, I said it's what they created.
Correct, and they turned it over to us as part of their discovery obligation. This is not about authentication. They are obviously authentic.
Okay, but it was different from one, because you then created separate,
We just took a smaller portion of what they produced to us.
and created essentially your own, but it's the same information.
We didn't create anything. We simply proposed to publish only a smaller
I got
portion
you,
of it.
I understand the whole thing, we don't have to make this more complicated than.
Exactly.
Okay,
They had,
present your evidence tomorrow,
I will,
make sure you have the witnesses that you are gonna be presenting or attempting to present any evidence through, subpoenaed and ready to testify. If you cannot, through any of the witnesses, present defense evidence, okay?
I'm just perplexed why counsel thinks that just because the state turns something over in discovery, that that's the same thing as authentication from the witness.
Okay, we don't need to discuss it anymore. It's clear what
I
happened today.
think it's gonna be
It's-
discussed again.
Well, no, it's
I
not.
understand.
It's not gonna be discussed,
Okay,
okay?
thank you, Judge.
Okay, so, have your witnesses subpoenaed, whatever your evidence is that you wish to introduce. If it's something that is not presented during direct examination, and you would like to get it in through the witness that's testifying, you'll present that witness as your witness at the appropriate time.
Yes, Judge, it's 403 or 408.
Well, I think I'm gonna make it an independent trip myself,
Okay.
to just get a feel, and I can email everyone as to what I see, if there's any potential difficulties.
So I should advise FWC that you'll be there?
Yes, at some point.
Yeah, no, I know, just so I can give them a rough ETA.
If you would, of course, you know.
So we're excused from that?
Yes. We have, and did, Sergeant Lopez, did he come in to see you?
He did, and I provided him with the information he asked me
Sergeant
for.
Lopez is the Miami-Dade police officer who's going to be escorting us and driving the van with the jurors and with Renee. So, but he needed his the contact person so that we get there and don't have a locked gate. They know we're coming. But he's going to be in communication. So, for everyone else's benefit, I expect that we will probably start afternoon session about 1:30. That's an estimate, assuming we are relatively close to the schedule in terms of our jury meeting. Because once we get back, I think every time the jurors come at lunch, and then we'll work through the afternoon for whatever number of hours and see where we go. Okay. All right, I think I've handled everything at least for today, and nothing else then, we'll be in recess. Thank you.
I still don't understand, if he was on the wrong side of the channel, why the damage was on the right side of the boat. I can't figure it out. Because the channel markers, if you're on the correct side, you're on the right. So the channel markers are on your right. Because it's shallow. The channel's there to keep the boat from going aground because it's shallow. So they've dug out the channel, and the channel markers are on each side to mark it. So if he was on the left side instead of the right side, he would have hit the channel marker on the left side. So the damage would have been on the left side of the boat. But the damage is on the right side of the boat. So was he on the left side and then realized he was on the left side and then went to the right side and just went straight for the channel marker and then didn't come back? I cannot figure out how this accident or wreck or whatever you want to call it happened. But I just can't figure out how a man that has no criminal history, is a real estate developer who's lived there all his life, same community, I'm assuming reliable, prominent businessman. He's a millionaire. His friends obviously trust him to take their children out on his boat. And now he's facing 30 years in prison? Right, the marker was on his right side. So if he's on the left side of the channel, there are markers on the left side too. Because there's markers on the left and the right. So if he's on the left side of the channel, then he should have hit the marker on the left, not the marker on the right. So if he was on the left side, why didn't he hit the marker on the left? Why did he hit the marker on the right? That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. Unless he was on the left and was like, oh crap, I'm on the wrong side, and then he veered to get on the right side, and then something happened. And he ended up couldn't correct and hit the I have no idea. I can't figure it out. Somehow he was distracted. Somehow. I don't know what happened, but something happened. And his wife didn't notice it because she was on her phone. The girls were in the back partying, so they didn't notice it. So yes, he had a duty to be a lookout. But in another thing that I'm thinking that no one has mentioned, no one has even thought of, he could have fallen asleep. He was past the left side marker. Okay, he's past the left side marker, but he's still on the left side. How did he hit the right side marker? Could have been. He wouldn't let them take his blood. That's possible too. Because you're chill, like, it's the opposite of drunk. He could have been a little bit stoned and been drowsy. So if he was past the channel marker on the left, but he's still on the left side, because it's a channel. How did he hit a left side marker with the right side of his boat? Unless he was outside of the channel. And he couldn't have been outside of the channel because it was too shallow. Maybe he was like the girls were doing something and he turned around and told them to knock it off. That's the only way. That's the only thing I can think of. He had to have. Oh, maybe they did. I don't know, maybe I missed it. They need stupid low-tech people. They need to make an animation of exactly how the boat went. Because a channel is like a road. Like they were saying, on the ocean, it's not like a car where there's designated roads, except for a channel. And on a channel, you stay on the right. So it's wide enough for another boat to pass. It's like a road in the ocean. And that's why the channel markers are there. And it's wide enough for one boat to go one way, another boat to go the other way. At the same time, you can pass a boat. So maybe he fell asleep or something, or got distracted, and he realized, oh crap, I'm on the left side. I'm not supposed to be on this side. And he turned the boat, and then maybe something else happened. Maybe he fell asleep again, or whatever distracted him again. And then he went to course correct, and I don't know. But I feel bad for him. I don't think he deserves to be in prison for 30 years because of a boating accident. I just don't, like I said, that's what is bothering me about this case. He's not a scumbag. Like, he's not a murderer. He didn't go out and do this on purpose. It was an accident. Because he was distracted, he should be in prison for 30 years. So, okay. Well, yeah, that is ridiculous. And he shouldn't have lied. But, okay, so one time when I was going to Orlando, I had my GPS thing up and it said, cops ahead. Are they still there? And it had a yes or a no button. And I reached up to push the yes or no. I don't remember what the answer was at the time. Anyway, there was a car in the lane next to me. And whenever I reached up to push the button, I guess I accidentally turned the wheel a little bit. And when I turned it back so I wouldn't hit that car, I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. But I lost control of the car. And it went into the next lane. Had another car been there, I would have gotten an accident. But praise the Lord, there was no other car there. So, had there been a car there and we had gotten an accident and I killed someone, would I have deserved to go to prison for 30 years for that? I was distracted by my GPS. And according to the Florida state laws, you can use your phone for GPS purposes. You cannot text. You cannot communicate, but you can use it for GPS purposes, which is what I was doing. So does that mean if I kill somebody in that situation, I go to prison for 30 years? I would feel horrible for the rest of my life. I would probably be sued civilly and lose everything I own. But I don't think I would deserve to go to prison for 30 years. Now, if he lied because he was covering something up, but you know what? I got home and I told Travis about that and he put new shocks on my car and it's so much better now. I didn't tell him for a long time because I was afraid he wouldn't let me go anymore. And then I finally told him like a month later and he goes, "Oh, I'm putting new shocks on your car." Because they're doing so much construction. There's little tiny patches in the road and I think I must have hit one of those. I don't know what happened. That's what he's being charged with. He was being charged with, I forgot what it was. But it wasn't manslaughter. It had something to do with death, but it wasn't manslaughter. And then they changed it to manslaughter. Or no, they added manslaughter. I can't remember. Judy, you remember what the first charge was? I think 30 years is too much. I don't think that is like a prison time of, unless it's like a year or two. I don't think this is a prison thing. I just don't. Prison is for criminals. He's not a criminal. He had a boat accident. And I'm not trying to convince you guys. I'm just telling you what my opinion is. I think it was an accident. Even if he got distracted. Now, if he was stoned or drunk or, I don't know, vessel homicide, that's it. Oh, that's why it's 30, because they added the manslaughter. Okay. I didn't know that vessel homicide was 15 years. Okay. It was vessel homicide, and then they added the manslaughter. I knew it was something about death in boating, but I couldn't remember what it was called. Vessel homicide. And then, like, I don't remember how much later they added the manslaughter on top of that. Wonder why they added the manslaughter. Nothing changed, I don't think, to make them add the manslaughter. See, if they just left the vessel homicide and given him, like, not the max, like 5 years or something, then I wouldn't be so adamant like this. But I don't think 30 years for what happened is appropriate at all. I mean, oh, why would he do that intentionally? He was on the boat too. Now, Mackenzie Shirilla, that was intentional. Man, I feel bad for him. I do think the theatrics in court are fake. I don't know if he's trying to get sympathy from the jury. Oh, so that was a felony. So he was charged with a felony before. I don't think they should have added the manslaughter. So that's crazy. He didn't even have to post bond. I agree with you, Ken. They didn't even make him post bond because he's not a danger. Yet they're charging him with manslaughter. I know. That's the second one you've done today that said like, dislike. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys. I hope I don't feel bad with this thing. My throat is killing me right now, though. Man, this came on fast. This morning I was like, I'm so glad I didn't catch your cold. And now 2 sneezes. The first 2 sneezes today, and my throat started hurting, and then now I've sneezed a bazillion times since. Travis has been coughing up stuff for a week now. And this morning he's like, I think it's done. I think I'm better. And he kissed me on the forehead because he said, just in case it's not gone. Oh, so I hope I don't feel unwell. So, I mean, I've streamed when I was sick before, but I don't think he felt bad because he kept going to work. Like, he's been so sick that he's had to stay in bed, like with, like with chills and stuff, but this didn't do that to him. So hopefully I'll be good and be able to just sit here and not have to hang out in bed and sleep it off. But because it didn't do him that way. He was just coughing up stuff. So, and I called him and told him that, well, first I texted him and I said, I guess I'm not going to get to kiss you for another week. That I sneezed a couple times and now I have a sore throat. So I called him and I said, we need bread, we need barbecue sauce. He goes, and you need something for your sore throat. And I said, yeah. And he's like, well, I have Dayquil in there. Go take some Dayquil, and I've got NyQuil too for tonight. And he's like, and I've got some of that spray stuff. I said, oh no, that stuff is old. I'm not using that. He goes, well, I forgot to check the expiration date. I'm like, I don't like that stuff anything. What's it called? Like chloroseptic or something like that? That sounds like anything with chlora in it is nasty. I'm not taking that. It makes me gag anyways. I was like, no. Go get me some sore throat lozenges. And he goes, well, send it to me in a text. I swear he does not remember anything. He's the kind of person that will go to the store for one thing, come back with 5 and not the thing he went for. So I sent him a text with that and barbecue sauce and bread. Hopefully I'll get my lozenges. That spray stuff, man, it makes me gag. It works. It numbs your throat, but it numbs your tongue. You got to get it down in your throat. You practically have to stick the whole nozzle and everything down there to get it to your throat. Oh my God. Yes. I loved Aspergum when I was a kid. I haven't thought about that in years. I don't know. Let me Google it. Discontinued in 2006. Oh, as of January 2016, Retro Brands USA LLC has obtained the trademark and plans to relaunch the brand. Well, I've not seen it anywhere. Aspergum was discontinued in 2006 and was replaced by throat lozenge in 2021. Oh, wait. What is this? Amazon.com aspirin gum. Oh, it's not aspirin gum. It's just aspirin. Chewable aspirin. That's not what I want. Alka-Seltzer gum? Oh, that's for antacid. Man. Well, they need to relaunch it soon. I loved Aspergum. Loved it. We always had it on here when I was a little girl. I loved it. Okay, guys. I'm going to go finish making dinner and hopefully he'll bring me my lozenges and then I'm going to go lay down. So I'll see you guys in the morning. So we're going to do Murdaugh tomorrow until 2 and then at 2 we'll switch over to this one. So I don't know. I need more evidence that he did something wrong. That to me, oh, you're welcome, Ken. I wish more people would watch my streams. I don't understand. I don't get it. Why is YouTube not pushing me out? I don't get it. I know, Shadow, right? I know. Okay, guys. Be kind to people, love your family, and Jesus loves you, and so do I. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.